Unfortunately, his son's out. James Ellison's qualified on the front row, which is important anywhere, particularly Donington. I'm expecting a lot of action in Redgate on turn 1, race 1. Westy is running good. We haven't quite found a bike set up for him after his tip-off yesterday, although he's perfectly fine. So we're hoping after hearing from him in warm-up, they'll run good. So I'm expecting 2 top 10s, but honestly, I think that James Ellison should and will be fighting for a race win. Our goal is to win the championship. I think first of all you need to know that you're capable of winning races. You need to win some races, and we want to be challenging in terms of championship points and the all-important podium credits along the way. Yeah.
James Ellison, super confident. Shaky Byrne on the left-hand side of the picture, not quite as quick out of the blocks as they all hit the gas and light it up down into Redgate. And I was completely wrong about Shaky. He's crept through on the inside, and it's Kianari. Who was that? Who steamrolled at his way through to the front.
Ellison, I think, and Kianari getting beat up at Redgate in a big way there.
And that was as aggressive as I've ever seen him, ever. And he's lost it just at the bottom as Shaky Byrne retakes the advantage. But Ellison's going around the outside of him as they go up the hill. No messing about from these guys. Look at Buchan there in 4th place.
Look at Ellison.
Oh, again, he surges through as they go through Hollywood. And the dives down the Craner curves at the front. Behind them in 23rd place ahead of Jack Kennedy and Jason O'Halloran on one of the Works Fireblades in 25th place. As we see number 77 Ellison, number 67 Shaky Byrne, the 2 rival Kawasaki teams locking horns at the front. And this is a very, very tense confrontation. Halfway stage then, 10 laps complete out of 20. Up the hill, the Goddards, and the first time out of the JG Speedfit colours, the Kawasaki team wins it.
We were just talking about it, weren't we? We need a first race win. Now we got it under our belt, got rid of the bogey. Let's go and get a few more. Can't believe it, fantastic.
That was a great race. James rode a great race, beat a great champion, fair and square, and let's hope we can set the bike up for race 2 and do it again. 5 podium points, what more could you ask for? Fantastic.
Ecstatic, honestly. Unbelievable. That was, I've been waiting for that for a long time. I didn't know we were going to get it that early, but I did say, we were very confident in winter testing, didn't want to be overly confident. It's quite a fine balance, really, of being too confident and not confident enough, and I think we found that balance this weekend. Got a good setup with the bike, and the team gave me a really good bike for that race. I knew the tyres were going to go off towards the end, but I felt if I could get past Shaky early on, whoever was going to lead, I actually thought it was going to be Keo, that we could win it, and it all panned out, so peaking.
Yeah, difficult race 1, after 5 months waiting for the first race, it wasn't what we planned, but yeah, basically I had a crash yesterday and we're struggling with something since that, and we just can't get on top of it at the minute, and for sure the first race was difficult, the bike wasn't what I expected, and then the engine broke, so hopefully now the engine's broke, that could be our problem, so fingers crossed we're making some headway, but yeah, obviously not the ideal start to the year, but we'll continue pushing and try and do a great job in the second race.
The hole at the front is where James Ellison should have been, but he's going to have to start from the back. He's going to have to be as aggressive as he was off the start in the first race. As the lights go out, Shaky Byrne gets clean away at the front. Kianari gets a good start. Perhaps the black cloud has lifted a bit since he was sitting in his garage. Oh, and he tries to go around the outside of Stuart Easton into Redgate. Brave move, that again. You can see how, look at Ellison already has powered his way through into the middle of the pack, taking every opportunity to gun his way past the mid-packers, who are all, of course, extremely fine motorcycle racers.
As
Ellison in 22nd place, he's just behind Luke, Mossey. And there's James Ellison, he's crept into the points at last. James Ellison into 15th place on the JG Speedfit number 77.
Westmoreland's in again.
And that's his second retirement today for the lap record holder here at Donington Park. Meanwhile, here's James Ellison. James Ellison was running in 12th place on that last lap ahead of Lee Bob Jackson, and he holds that place across the line.
Tell them what happened, mate. The battery went flat, basically to start the bike. So we start the bike on what you call a slave battery, and when we unplugged the slave battery, the bike just kept stopping. So they had to change the battery, but where it's positioned on the bike, you've got to take the seat, the tank, everything off. So it took us a long time, and I had to start from the back of the grid. So it was just a big fight getting through everybody. I got caught up in a couple of crashes, went through the gravel twice. So too many people on track to start from the back of the grid and expect a decent result, but we came out of it, I think, with the 12th, and you know, we're just going to have to put a line under that one. No podium credits, okay, but it's just the same as finishing 4th place. So we had a win. Pace was good, even in the race 2, even though we weren't racing with anybody, but we had a win in race 1, and first one for JG Speedfit Kawasaki and Mark and the boys. So I've got to take the positives from that and try and go home with a bit of a smile.
We've had quite a few problems this weekend, you know. It's just not ideal. It's not an ideal start, it's not an ideal situation. So we need to regroup and continue working hard. The team's done a mega job, you know. The boys haven't stopped all weekend to try and get on top of it. But yeah, it's not ideal, and we'll come back next round stronger.